I'm 21 years old now, shy of revenue, $3.5–4 million.
This is Leo Grundström, the AI YouTube automation king. At just 21 years of age, he's generated almost $4 million in revenue. The wildest part, he doesn't make any videos himself. Leo doesn't write scripts, doesn't open Premiere Pro, and doesn't record voiceovers. He's built systems to fully automate 90% of the video making process, and now he helps hundreds of YouTubers grow their own channels to thousands of dollars per month. And in this episode, Leo reveals how he finds untapped niches on YouTube.
With only AI content, ad revenue will be $110,000 by now. An additional $50,000 in digital product made with AI.
How to master AI.
The product is made with AI, like the profit margins are 98%.
And how to create a fully monetized YouTube channel that essentially runs itself.
We're launching a lot of channels. The channels that we are starting, we typically look at like...
Just a quick mention, we recently released the best thumbnail generator in the world. It can create 12 realistic thumbnails in under 60 seconds using your channel's visual style and your actual face. And the best part is it does not look like AI. So for a limited time only, you can try it for just $1 for the first month in the link below.
What up, Leo? Welcome to the 1 of 10 podcast.
Thank you, man.
Those who don't know you, can you tell them your age, your lifetime revenue, and what do you do?
YouTube automation, kind of a little bit more niched into the AI kind of stuff, you know, just incorporating AI tools, making it as efficient as possible. I'm 21 years old now, turning 22 in about a month, actually. Shy of revenue, let's say, I think between $3.5–4 million since I started 2–3 years ago.
That's crazy. $3 to $4 million at 21 using mostly AI automation channels. Is that correct?
Yes. Kind of everything when it comes to YouTube. But recently, and always since start, I've been very, very bullish on just incorporating AI and systems wherever possible. So it's been a very big part of my journey as well.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. What are your AI automation processes? How do you go from finding niches, which is a big topic in the faceless cash cow world, to then idea style thumbnails, to then creating the video? What's the full step-by-step process to do an AI automation channel? First step, niche.
We're very big on trying to avoid, like if we're just gonna quickly, I'm sure a lot of people watching this podcast know the concept of YouTube automation or running these YouTube channels, right? And back in the days, you would always have like an actual freelancer for every step of the process, whether that would be script writing, voiceovers, editing. So our main philosophy is just trying to, sounds kind of bad, but get rid of inefficient processes and the expensive processes as possible and replace those with the same quality using AI tools. So for example, for the niche research, I actually don't use AI too much for this, believe it or not. It's rather a question of just establishing very, very clear instructions based on my own experience and skills on how to find niches and the ideation, which is obviously a skill you learn. And then we try to just turn this into a set of very kind of easy to follow instructions and then just automate this with virtual assistants. Turn this into a process that even a 12-year-old could follow. And then we can just hire someone to perform these steps for us, meaning that I don't have to sit day in and day out to find good niches, right? I can rather just get the output from my team, review this with my experience where it most matters, and then move on.
But let's say someone's starting right now, he's a beginner. How does he find his first niche to tackle on?
The best thing that you can do as a beginner is first of all get an understanding of what successful like modern faceless YouTube channels look like, right? And whether that would be, I would say the best way to do this very easily as a beginner would be to use a tool. For example, I'm sure you guys have a niche finder as well with 1 of 10, right?
Yeah.
If you're a beginner, just access a tool like this where you can easily see channels that are fetched from the YouTube algorithm or wherever, from YouTube's data, that are very successful faceless channels. Get an understanding of what these channels look like. And this will help you so much when you're actually on the platform yourself doing the research. So I would not 100% rely on tools ever. But the tools will definitely save you tens of hours of time of just making mistakes.
And that's why we built 1of10.com, a tool that helps creators like you do the same, but 100 times easier. The tool helps you find viral video ideas already working in your niche. It then analyzes the millions of outliers in the database to help you generate your titles and thumbnails that match your channel. For example, it can create thumbnails in the style of Beluga or even create variations of thumbnails from just a title. And this works in any niche. No more wasting hours brainstorming concepts and designing on Canva. And one creator even used 1 of 10 to combine a viral idea with a high-performing thumbnail concept. The result? Her most viewed video ever with over 2 million views. And the best part? With code POD20 you'll get 20% off for life. So if you want to grow your channel faster, join thousands of YouTubers and head over to 1of10.com. Now back to the pod.
Okay, you're looking for new channels that have basically just started, and then from there you see how to replicate your own style in the same niche. Is that correct?
Yeah, I usually have kind of a criteria list that I like to show to beginners, but let's say to keep it very simple, of course the channel shouldn't be started a year ago. We would want something, when it comes to these channels that we are starting at least, we would want something that started, let's say, the last 1 to 3 months.
Oh, wow. Okay, that recent. I didn't know that. Okay, interesting.
You know, it depends on what kind of strategy you have on YouTube, of course. If you're, let's say, going the branded route, it's a completely different thing. You can respin a lot of things that you find that is old. But typically, want to find something that is started recently, doesn't have 1 million subscribers, since if you think about it logically, if it has 1 million subscribers, it's likely that there's a lot of people that have already seen this niche and this channel, right?
You're looking for like 10K subs, anything less than 100K subs? What are you looking at?
Typically, I would say below 100K subs, but there are, for example, I posted a video the other day just breaking down a very good channel that has been very successful. They were started 1 or 2 months ago. They're making, you know, crazy amounts of money with 90% AI content, but they have like 150K subs simply because their content is so enjoyable, so that even if it started very recently, they're converting a lot of subscribers. So it doesn't really always apply, but let's say below 100K subs, yeah.
I'd be curious to know, in 2025, what were niches that were popping off that you don't mind sharing now because they've died off? And what's going on in 2026 in the niche world? 2025,
there was, at least during the summer and the end of it, like we started seeing so many more of these AI sleep channels, AI, you know, sleep space theories or medieval history, whatever, sleep channels posting content that is like 2-3 hours in length.
What RPMs have you seen on those? I'm curious.
It really depends on what kind of niche you're going in, but just due to the fact that you're, you know, posting 2-hour content, you can, you know, double, some people even triple their RPM just from increasing the length, right? You know, some channels can have $20 in RPM, which is insane. This means that you don't need to get 100 million views, 100,000 views every video to make a lot of money. Like you can average 10, 20, 30,000 views per video and still make bank from a single channel.
What software have people been using for video gen that you, because now there's like hundreds of them. What is your go-tos that you've seen working well for your students or for yourself?
Typically don't like, you know, the thought of being able to just have everything in one tool and just press one button and your video is done. I don't really believe that too much. Usually you just get kind of crap. You know, if we're looking at, I don't want to, you know, just hang out tools here on the podcast, but usually it's just a mix of Claude for script writing. A lot of people want to use ChatGPT, but I think everyone that runs some kind of AI channel usually resorts to Claude, just due to the longer output limits. Also, I've seen way less just issues and hallucination using Claude. It just follows the instructions better.
What do you do with Claude for script writing? Like, just as a general view, like how do you come on Claude? Like you have your niche, you have your idea, then how do you work with Claude? Yeah.
Most typically, you would find your reference channel or your biggest competitor in the niche that you're trying to emulate, right?
Yeah.
So you would find a channel that you really like, you know, you research the niche, it looks great, you're a beginner, you want to get into this. With Claude, you can either like just kind of completely take their topic and just spin up a new script on the same topic very easily. So to break down the steps very quickly, you can just transcribe the video from YouTube, get the script of the already proven format, proven concept, the video that is performing really well, feed that into Claude. Tell Claude like, hey, I want to, you know, make a script that is similar to this one, or maybe super similar. Maybe you want to incorporate some of your own thoughts or ideas, whatever. It's very flexible since you can just include this in your prompt. And press generate and boom, like you have your first script. It's not harder than that, right?
Okay, so you have the script, and then what's your next step?
For YouTube, you of course need a voiceover. Like the reason why you have a script is for someone to speak it out, right?
Yeah.
So that you can have someone narrating the content. It's very hard to make it on YouTube if you don't have a narrating voice, I would say. It's possible, but it's not the usual way. So you would then take your script, just head over to a tool like 11 Labs, has the best quality. It's not
Is
the
that
cheapest
still the
tool.
best out there?
In terms of quality, I would say yes. However, it's not the cheapest one. It's
Yeah,
quite
of
expensive
course.
if you do start generating scripts or voiceovers at scale. There are always, knockoff tools and API sites where you can use 11 Labs API or their voices for very cheap.
Right.
I don't want to promote them too hard because I never know if they're 100% safe, But there are a bunch of tools. If you just do a simple Google search, you'll find tools that are providing you with the 11 Labs API for way cheaper per word.
Right.
But 11 Labs, typically the best site for the voiceovers. Just feed your script into that site, generate it, boom, you have your voiceover, and that's 2 out of the 4 components of your video done.
Let's go with costs per section as well. So script, pretty much nothing, $20 a month maybe. Then 11 Labs on a 20-minute video. Like how much does that cost?
As I said, it depends on what you're using.
Yeah.
If you, like one of the tools that were kind of hyped recently, it's called Gen AI Pro. Everyone's heard of it by now. A little bit shady website, but there you could generate, voiceover for. I don't even think about the pricing anymore since it's so cheap. A 20-minute video, like they were able to provide you with that for like a dollar or two, like
$1.
Very, very cheap.
Holy, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, like don't take my word for it because
Yeah.
I
Let's
really
say
don't.
$1 to $5 or even max
Yeah.
$10. It's like worth it. Okay, wow. Okay, times have changed in the past year. That's crazy. And it sounds like a person wouldn't realize it's AI.
At this point, voiceovers were very like the quality of AI voiceovers were one of the first things that I would say that were greatly improved very fast within the industry. So voiceovers now, like they're not 98% perfect. You might have to regenerate a few times if it can come off quite weird a bunch of times, but like voiceovers, you can definitely. A 40-year-old woman watching your video, I don't think they will be able to tell any difference. Maybe someone who does YouTube themselves, me for example, of course I can tell immediately if something is an AI voiceover.
Okay, so we've got the script, we've got the voiceover. How do you generate the B-rolls?
So B-roll, this is kind of a thing of taste. Usually with the channels that we start, we don't really do too much AI B-roll or like AI generated images, AI generated videos. And this is simply due to the reason that it just becomes very costly. Like if you're going to compare that with something like stock footage. I'm not saying that you should use 100% stock footage either because that's not too engaging. But what we like to do, if you have the budget for it, just hire a very cheap editor that can blend everything. Right, like real footage from the internet is always the best, of course, because this is the most relatable. It looks the most realistic. But then you just mix that with some stock footage, images, whatever. And that's how you're going to get the best result for your channel. You can do AI videos and AI images. I think it's a little bit hyped, doesn't really take you too far. So if you truly want to create a channel that performs the best, then you should be willing to invest in an editor. Yeah, it might seem kind of controversial. Many people want to look at a business and be like, hey, I want to start this business for free. But I've always had the philosophy that you need to be ready to invest something to make money. Like you can't make money without spending money.
If you're serious about growing, you got to invest in yourself and everything. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. As for that, but I'm curious, have you seen people using AI animation tool? What are they using?
It's very contextual to the niche always. Like if there's a certain niche where, the sea dance type content performs really well, of course, you're going to have to do something similar. If there's like typically the niches that we enter, we don't want to enter 100% AI generated niches because it's just such a bigger hassle creating this kind of content, to be honest. If you're going to generate a 20-minute video with only sea dance content, like it's going to turn out to be quite a big hassle with all of the prompting and everything, generating the videos, getting them right, other than just delegating, actual good editing with real clips to an editor, which will probably even get you better results either way. So, however, for example, like one of my students, Matthias, that I was here in Bali with just a month ago.
Yeah.
His channel is purely AI visuals and AI content. So, like, if you find a niche where that performs well, definitely exists, definitely is possible, and he's evidently one of the people that have got the best results.
Okay.
So I'm not saying that I'm not trying to like knock on it too much either.
What's his revenue number? Like, what's his story?
Yeah, so we started the channel with him, I think it was 6 or 7 months ago, something like that. He's already done over $100,000 in revenue.
Oh my
with
God.
only AI content, ad revenue, over, I think it's probably 110,000 by now, plus an additional $50,000 in revenue from a like digital product made with AI that he promoted on that same channel. And considering that the product is made with AI, like the profit margins are 98% for every order, you know.
50K in affiliates commission? Basically?
No, not affiliates. So you create the product yourself with AI. Luckily, in his case, for some channels, like trying to create an ebook and sell it will just super much flop. But for some niches where you have a very loyal audience that, you know, for space theories, which he's kind of doing, like you might have super loyal viewers that very much wholeheartedly care about this kind of space theory so much. And then they're willing to buy some kind of ebook that you've created to learn more about it. And in his case, it performed really well.
Wait, so he did an ebook or he vibe coded an app?
Ebook, like some kind of one-time deliverable thing. I don't have the precise details. I know that it's just a one-time deliverable standard ebook that you can create and package in a few days, and then you ship on your channel.
So he did. That was all faceless.
Yes.
How was he able to create such a great relationship with the community, being faceless? So normally when you have a face, you can relate more with the audience, right? But then when you're faceless, normally it's hard to sell a product because people don't really relate with you. They forget about you because it's faceless. But how was he able to basically add another 50% in revenue selling a product by being faceless?
He doesn't have any avatar on the channel either, which if any of the people watching this know me since before, I ran a very big channel where we had an actual like designed avatar showing to kind of give the channel a personality, even though it was faceless. Mm-hmm. He did not have this. It really comes down, like I can't stress this enough, it really comes down what kind of niche you're in. If you're, for example, creating educational content or something that educates people in a niche where people like actively watch your content to learn something or find out something, then it's going to be way easier for you to sell a product because these people are watching your content with the intention of acquiring, more knowledge, acquiring a skill, learning something. They're going to be way more willing to pay to achieve that, right? If you're creating just what is called entertainment content, then it's going to be more difficult for you to monetize externally with affiliates or digital products.
That's one case study. I was wondering, is there any other case studies that you've seen that they've monetized in an interesting way?
Another guy that's very interesting is, his name is Peter. All of these people that I'm talking about, by the way, are available. Like the case studies and interviews with them are on my YouTube channel. But something that we've seen, Matthias did this, Peter did this, who is also very successful. As they launched and became successful with their first channel, they immediately looked at how they can develop a system that can create this kind of content automatically. Since they're using AI, since they're using software tools, they're not depending too much on human input. They've both been able to build somewhat of a system that can create this content on autopilot, right? Like these tools that you can see online, the one-click generate button for a whole video, but they've developed these tools kind of internally for themselves. And that's pretty cool, I would say.
And before getting into that, let me tell you about how the 1 of 10 strategy team can help you grow your channel much faster and make more money. Our team has directly worked with over 100 YouTubers to grow their channels by optimizing their content, focusing on the right strategy. So for example, here's a video idea, title and thumbnail that we crafted for Mike Shake that ended up getting 22 million views and being his most popular video of all time. Another example is the content strategy we built for Callaway, helping him go from 0 to 70,000 subscribers and grow a 6-figure business on top of that. And those are only just 2 of many creators the team has worked with in the past 6 years. So if you're ready to take your channel to the next level in the next 90 days with daily support, video reviews, winning ideas, titles, and thumbnails, and even 2 calls per month to answer all your questions, head over to oneof10.com/strategy to book a call.
Okay, talking about systems, I'm curious. So we have the production pipeline, we have the niche. What about ideas, titles, and thumbnails? What's your process to optimize there and to get those?
Yeah, for ideas, I would say that any beginner that haven't developed the skill of proper ideation yet, you will be better off trying to copy as much as possible on YouTube. That has already been proven to perform well. You know, everyone's heard about proven concept, probably the 80-20 rule that people talk about, you know, where you essentially just extract 80%, copying 80% of your best competitor that is performing really well, but you add 20% of your own kind of unique angle, secret sauce, whatever you want to call it, to differentiate yourself from this competitor, but while still also keeping the essence of why they went viral. So usually with the ideation, I find it hard to do the ideation too much with AI for the channels that we do, unless you have an established channel where you already have so much data on everything that is working well. In that case, you can plug this into an AI system and get the ideation done for you. When you're kind of the pioneer in your niche, you can kind of more decide yourself and try to invent new topics yourself. But if you're a small channel, a beginner, then just really try to copy proven formats as much as you can.
Which is why we built oneof10.com, where you can search outliers. Tell me you're not too familiar. I can show you a bit how people use it. Yeah, so for example, tell me a niche, and we can try to see if we can find an idea.
Let's just do the space sleeping. Like, there's actually a new channel in this niche called Calm Space that has blown up very recently.
Calm Space?
Most people would say that these channels are running into trouble, which some of them are. But there are also new channels like this one that are absolutely... This one has made over 25, 30K in the first 2 months of being started.
Okay, I wonder if we have it here. Yeah, we do. So yeah, what we do is we could find this channel, then we could do similar titles in the past like 3 months, and then we'd see like, oh, okay, what is going on in this space? And so now we have that one, but now we see a whole bunch of others. And so what you could do, or for your students, is just see, oh, this one's an 8x outlier from 1 month ago. So maybe that's a good inspiration, right? Yeah, that's how people would use one of 10 is they just search around. And also what they would do also is they could add here, we have an idea generator.
I would say this is the same thing as we talked about with the niches, right? If you just get an understanding of what is performing well, as a beginner through a tool like this, it will make you progress 10 times as fast.
So yeah, that's one way to find those ideas. How many channels are you running?
So I have very many partnerships with people, for example, who have joined the program before. So I don't really consider that as my channel. But we're launching many channels every single week. Since with AI, with AI, it's very easy to test a concept. Since we're not sitting here waiting for an editor to get back to us in 10 days with a single video, right? If you're using AI the right way and have a very locked-in system for your team, it's very easy for you to just, hey, I found this niche, let's say on 1 of 10, as an example. Yeah. Next day, I can just get this video done very fast, and I can try it. So we're launching a lot of channels, but this also, of course, entails that a lot of channels are failing. We're not being successful with every channel that we launch. So yeah, it's hard to say like a set amount of channels that are that we run, since it's fluctuating all the time, but it's definitely between 20 to 30 channels that are consistent and not just crash and burn.
Wow, 1 channel a week, that's crazy. And how many people in your team?
So since we're using a lot of AI, once again, we don't need so many people to be on the team. Like our team essentially only consists of editors and virtual assistants, and perhaps some thumbnail designers for different channels. For example, the channel that you're showing right now, I would say that these are thumbnails that you can very easily generate with AI for a few of the different topics.
So, I mean, I just did here, for example.
Yeah, exactly. So for channels like this, we don't even need a thumbnail designer. For some of them we do, since AI thumbnails, are super good for some niches, but I've still seen some limitations.
Let me see. Give me a channel that you would say it's complex. I will test it with 1 of 10.
You actually put me on the spot here, but it would typically be something that has a lot of text, not just one liner. That has a lot of text placed kind of in different places. Actually, I know one thing. So you can just look up Yuri. Like Yuri Van Hofer, and you surely know him, right? Well, this channel, he's done an amazing job. He's one of the best guys when it comes to content like this. And these thumbnails, I would struggle a little bit with generating.
Oh, really? Oh, those are easy. Wait, let me do that. For example, 2 is take his channel, go here, go here. Now, there's 2 ways of doing this. One is I could either take his face. Actually, we can take his face from here.
You have strong belief in your in the tool here, so
yes, let's go on the spot. However, we'll try 2 ways. One is without putting a face. I'll just put a random title like this one. Okay, I'll create 12. And then we'll try another one with his face uploaded just to be sure it has the right one.
I think also one reason why I've struggled with this is because I'm such a perfectionist.
Yeah.
When it comes to thumbnails and as person overall, so any little issue I would just trip out on, and I would rather just make it manually. I would say that's a 9 out of 10 thumbnail.
Let's go. And that's without saying any instructions. That's just by putting the title. But what works really well as well is if you have an idea of a title, you can say it and prompt it as you would in another place. But this one makes it so much easier, basically. A big question, the Faceless world, is how many uploads should you do until you should just move on from that niche? How do you know it's a dead channel?
This is probably going to be the answer to every question, but very contextual depending on the niche.
Yeah.
If you do the most standard AI stories that were very popular during 2025, just some AI image with narration going for forever, those kinds of channels could take longer to pick up, but also it was 10 times easier for you to create content in these niches. So it kind of was balanced out, right? But for the channels that we are starting with our clients, we typically say it's kind of cash cow mixed with AI. We typically look at 20 uploads. If you're not seeing any traction by then just...
Wow, 20 uploads. And you're uploading how many times a week? Is it once a week? So for 20 weeks or?
We try to match what the top competitors are outputting. So on YouTube, I would say that there are 2 ways to kind of compete. If let's say you have the same content quality as your competitors, you would either outcompete them through making your videos longer than theirs or posting more often than the people.
But now with the AI world, basically you could start today and upload next week
or tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah, I was gonna say. With the right processes, you can just go at it and upload tomorrow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I keep seeing around the Faceless world, people wanting to buy old channels that are English market, that are monetized. Is that something you see being real, that it actually helps, or anyone can just create any channel from zero tomorrow and start to blow it up?
I've done both a lot. So monetized channels, I would not really recommend to a complete beginner.
Okay.
Simply due to the fact that if you're spending, whatever amount of money, let's say $400 for a monetized channel, so you can find that online, you're probably better off spending those $400 on creating content and putting out more videos.
Yeah.
Especially if your budget is restrained. It's not just because you have a monetized channel, this means that you're gonna, you don't have to post good content or you don't have to post a lot. So usually it's just a kind of trap for beginners. Like in video as well, it's kind of the same, marketing strategy. Hey, if you're a beginner, just skip the whole hassle of even creating a video. Use this tool, push a button, and you have your first video. And beginners are hey, that's super nice. I don't have to put in any work. monetized channels are kind of the same. And I think that's why many beginners buy them. Because it's like, skip the hassle of grinding towards monetization. Just buy this and you're monetized. But in reality, it's not that sunshine and rainbows. However, age channels, there was a big, like they had a very big upswing. I think it was like towards the beginning of 2025, would you say?
Okay.
Like purchasing an old channel, a channel that has existed since like 2016, let's say, that you find online. They were performing super, super well. I think this is something that people still tell beginners, that age channels are the way to go. But I would say the best bet that you as a beginner have on YouTube is simply just using the pre-existing channel that you have since before, like a private channel of yours that you've already used to be on the platform for a very long time.
But are you saying, like, let's say you're more advanced, would you say it's worth it to buy an old channel for $400 and run with it versus creating a new channel from zero with a new email?
Like, we work with one guy called Arturo in my program. He was running multiple channels, starting multiple channels. And we saw that purchasing monetized channels with him was working really well because he wanted to enter niches fast. And if you truly find an organic channel, like not a botted channel that is just fake engagement, a truly organically monetized channel, then it's very much likely that that channel will be picking up traction faster than a completely fresh one, I would say. Since YouTube has already pushed that one before, it has already been proven to not be just a spammy channel, like something that they want to shadow ban. So you'll most likely see traction faster when you post your first video.
But even if it's the completely wrong audience, it's still worth it to go that direction instead of a completely new one?
Like it's not a this or that question. It's not like it's more worth it to buy a monetized channel. But I wouldn't say that the previous audience matters at all. Maybe for the first few uploads, you might see a little bit lower traction since YouTube and the algorithm doesn't understand quite what you're doing. Since you've been posting, content about cats before, and now you're posting content about fighter jets. It doesn't really make sense. But after a few uploads and the more traction that you get, the more YouTube understands who actually wants to watch your content.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, it's another world, basically. The branded face content versus the faceless world. It's like totally different strategy. So it's fun to hear. I'm curious on your students, what's a common trait you see of the students that are like killing it? Like what are they doing differently, and what the viewers could do to learn from them to kill it when starting 6 months ago and now are crushing six figures?
By far, the biggest thing that you as a beginner can do is to stop overthinking the quality of your content and rather focus on putting content out there. Because the more content that you push out, the more data that you get, the faster you will learn and be able to like re-implement all of the knowledge that you're getting. Like you'll just progress faster. All of the people that are making 10K in their second month or 100K in the first half a year, like these are the people that were also the quickest to put out their first video. So that's what I would say. Don't hesitate, and don't do a million revisions for your first upload. It's not gonna matter.
Yeah, that's what I always say. Even in the branded world, like people are too perfectionist. Instead of be posting every week to just get your feet wet or get started, they'll be ending up posting once a month or once every 2 months. But then you're missing out on so much data to know like what's working with your audience, what's an idea that would pop and that you could double down. You could have doubled down like 4 times in the past month, but instead you're waiting an extra what could have been done in 1 month being done in 6 months to a year. So and in the faceless world, you got to be even faster because everyone's competitive, everyone's like analytical about it, optimization. So yeah. 100%. I see that all the time. One last question is what's one last piece of advice you would say to someone wanting to start in the faceless automation world?
I would not be afraid to, if you have the budget, to invest in things that can help you reach your goals faster. Whether that would be a legitimate tool. I'm not saying like a tool that just gives you false promises, like a legitimate tool that is good. For example, one of them or other tools that are out there. Like, of course, don't be afraid to spend money. It could also be education in order to improve your skill sets. Most people that have never been successful in business, they're very against education, or courses has got a very bad reputation as well. But the truth is that everyone, probably you, me as well, everyone that is successful with business, like I am still paying for coaching from people that are above my level, even though I'm making 6 figures every single month, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not afraid anymore to invest in the things that can take me to the next level. And I'm not saying that you should go out there and buy a course, but you shouldn't be afraid to explore ways that you can reach your goals faster.
100%, I agree. Like whenever, wherever you are at whatever level, it's always worth to reinvest in yourself and grow from there. Well, Leo, thanks for coming.
Thank you, man.
1 of 10 pod. And where can people find you?
On all socials, just search up my name. You'll see my value content on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. I have quite a big following as well. So just hit me up with any questions you want and I'll get back to you.
Perfect.